All morning, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
I think, again, just shocked to see once again, here we are, right, in the north end of Hartford, yellow tape everywhere, police everywhere.
Concerns rise about two recent shootings in the capital city. One of those turned deadly. We're going to have more on what community leaders had to say about it in just a few minutes. First, though, we're on Weather Watch. We are expecting rain later this morning, but good morning to you and happy Friday. Thanks for being with us. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Bridget Burla, TGIF. Let's get a first look at how much rain we can expect throughout the day today. Meteorologist Rachel Piscus-Canelli is here. So you said around 7 is getting started?
Yeah, I think between about 7 and 10 o'clock this morning, we'll see those showers, and then it's going to come down pretty heavy and steady right around lunchtime or so, and then wrapping up this evening with some scattered showers left in its place. But the heaviest rain going to build in after about 10 o'clock or so. But of course, we can see some rain potential before that. On our satellite and radar picture, I looped this the last 16 hours or so, and we did have some rounds of rain and even some rumbles of thunder yesterday afternoon and into the evening. Right now, our skies are mostly dry with the exception of northwestern Connecticut, currently dealing with a couple of lighter showers. Zooming out to the bigger picture here, though, we have this wall of water that's going to enter our state within the next hour or so, mainly in western Connecticut first and then overspreading the state after that. Right now out the door, though, it's not all that bad at 54 degrees in Hartford, 58 in New Haven. Elsewhere across the state in the lower to middle 50s, and moving forward, our numbers are really not going to fluctuate much. They'll get up into the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees later on today. So it's going to be a chilly rain overall. Then for tomorrow, there is that rain chance first thing in the morning before we gradually start to clear things out. The second half of our day turns a lot better than the first half for our Saturday. Watching for up to about 1 to 2 inches of rain when all is said and done. Isolated 3 inches amount certainly cannot be ruled out, though. Temperatures for tomorrow will be around 67 degrees with some early morning showers making way to sun in the afternoon, leading to a beautiful Mother's Day, although it will turn breezy. We'll have more details on your weekend forecast, walk you through the hour by hour coming up in just a bit. Checking in with the roads now here at 6:02. If you're heading out now, road work not an issue this morning, and really overall our drive times look just fine. So taking a look at across the state this morning from Hartford to Massachusetts, around 16 minutes. New Haven, Rhode Island is up towards about an hour and 7. New Haven, New York is around 53 minutes, under an hour westbound 80 through Waterbury. Over to you.
6:02 right now, and community leaders in Hartford are calling for action after a pair of shootings just hours apart from each other on Wednesday, and one of those shootings was deadly. The other, police say, was an ambush attack, and 4 people were shot.
Fox 61's Alicia Hercules spoke with police about the investigations, as well as with community leaders about what can be done to put an end to the violence.
With both those shootings happening just hours apart, Hartford police say Wednesday was just a violent day. However, community members say this happens all too often. 2 shootings in a matter of hours in Hartford. Police say 4 men were shot on Nelson Street late Wednesday evening. Earlier that day, another shooting, this one resulting in the death of 25-year-old Jared Floyd. Lieutenant Aaron Boisvert says investigators don't believe the shootings are related.
We also believe that both of these victims, the victims in both situations were targeted, especially at Nelson Street. That was an ambush-style attack.
I think, again, just shocked to see once again, here we are, right, in the north end of Hartford, yellow tape everywhere, police everywhere.
Lieutenant Boisvert says the victims of the Nelson Street shooting are all in stable condition. If you have any information on either shooting, you're encouraged to contact the Hartford Police Department. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thank you. 6:04 is your time, and a Fox 61 follow-up this morning on incidents that involve a dangerous trend on TikTok. If you haven't heard yet, students have been sticking objects into their laptops, their school-issued laptops, which then causes them to catch fire. It happened recently at Newington High School, and now police say a similar incident happened at middle school in Plainville. Fox 61's Joe Monty has more details on what happened and how people are responding.
Last week it was Newington High School. This week the middle school of Plainville had to be evacuated after people say a student stuck scissors in the opening on the side of a laptop, causing the battery to catch fire and the room to fill with smoke. Plainville police and fire departments responded to the incident at the middle school of Plainville around 10:15 Thursday morning. The student who caught the laptop on fire was sent to the hospital due to smoke inhalation. The fire alarm went off and students say they had to wait close to an hour before they were able to go back in the building. Ann Glover lives in the area and says her son works at the middle school. She also has grandkids in the Plainville school system, and she says she's not happy about the effects these kinds of situations have on education.
It's preventing the teachers from teaching these children by all these interruptions. So it affects the whole school.
Videos have been posted on TikTok and other social media platforms of people putting objects in their school computers and then watching as they catch fire, all part of a dangerous and growing online trend. DJ Zordon, the fire marshal for the town of Newington, says it's beyond the fire that's dangerous when these devices combust.
The batteries, once they start burning, release toxic smoke. We don't want anybody inhaling that stuff.
No other injuries were reported by police. Glover says she'd like to see the kids who do these kinds of things get the proper supervision and help.
More needs to be paid attention all around, parents, faculty, all around, and to help these kids, because I feel a lot of children are lost.
Police say the student responsible will likely face charges in juvenile court. People tell me they just want this ridiculous trend to end and for kids to be able to get back to learning in school. In Plainville, Joe Monte, Fox 61.
In case you missed it, a new pope has been elected by the Catholic cardinals. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost will now forever be known as Pope Leo XIV. It was a historic moment for so many reasons. Most notably, he is the first-born American to be elected Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, and many thought it would never happen in their lifetime. The 69-year-old is also the first Augustinian friar to become Pope. He was born in Chicago in 1955. Went on to graduate from Villanova University with a degree in mathematics. And he also studied theology at Catholic Theological Union in Chicago. Leo is a dual U.S.-Peruvian citizen.
Pope Leo served 20 years as a missionary and an archbishop in Peru. Pope Leo spoke to thousands of people yesterday, gathered in St. Peter's Square about an hour after the white smoke rose out of the Sistine Chapel. He reportedly took the time to write a well-crafted and well-thought-out speech. And in his first words to the crowd, he said, among other things, "Peace be with you all." Pope Leo spoke to the crowd in Italian and in Spanish, but not English. The new pontiff also honored the late Pope Francis. And all around the globe, worshipers are celebrating this new era in Catholicism. Fox 61's Andy Bavaro has reaction from Catholics here at home after they heard the announcement.
You could feel that joy and excitement at Vatican City through the TV if you were watching that moment that white smoke started pouring out of the chimney at the Sistine Chapel. And then came even more joy and excitement, and then surprise once Pope Leo XIV revealed himself. And that surprise to see the first ever Pope from the U.S. quickly rippled around the globe, including here in Connecticut. Pope Leo XIV emerges, greeted by cheers, joy, and surprise.
I have to say, when the announcement was made that Cardinal Prevost was to be our next pope, I was stunned. The first words out of my mouth were a two-letter phrase, of which the first word is holy, and I will leave the second word to your imagination.
To put it more plainly, Archbishop Christopher Coyne with the Archdiocese of Hartford says he never thought an American would be elected pope.
At no time in the history of the Church has a pope who was a native son of the reigning superpower of the world, at least in the West, been elected to the greatest of all spiritual offices in the West.
Americans across the country are celebrating the historic moment.
He had a great message for unity, to build bridges.
I know that he's very level-headed, that he's well thought of. He was well thought of in Rome,
including Catholics in Connecticut.
With what's been happening in the past couple of years in America, I think people feel very tired. There's been a lot of political turmoil. There's been a lot of stress. There's wars going on. And I think that the fact that cardinals from across the world came together and decided to make an American the Pope is a really powerful message that's not lost on us.
Jack Abbott and Sidney Crockett are with the Southern Connecticut State University Newman Society.
The last Pope Leo XIII, he was a big contender of social justice, and I think Leo XIV is kind of trying to send that same message.
The students, along with Catholic leaders, hope the Church's new era energizes the faith.
When I first heard the news, people in the school were celebrating, people were hugging each other. I don't think in my entire life I've seen that kind of positive reaction to a news story.
Here in the Archdiocese of Hartford over the past year, we've been seeing significant growth.
It took cardinals only 2 days to select a new pope. That is among the shortest conclaves in recent decades. Reporting in Bloomfield, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61.
We came to a quick consensus. Angela, but thank you for full coverage of the historic papal conclave. Head to fox61.com, our free Fox 61 News app, or Fox 61 Plus. Download it on your favorite device and stay connected to every moment, anytime, anywhere.